I'm Steve, and I'm 67 years old, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's nearly 5.5 years ago. Never thought I'd get the opportunity to bicycle across the country, coast to coast, and I've done that twice since I've been diagnosed with Parkinson's. In 2010, I decided that I would bicycle across the country to bring more awareness to Parkinson's disease. And I think that helped me keep going, because if I was just doing it as a vacation, I probably would have given up on the steep roads going up the North Cascades in Washington State. I started in Anacortes, Washington, and finished 4,224 miles later in Edisto Island, South Carolina. But when I hit the roads going across the North Cascades, I didn't realize how heavy the trailer was that I was pulling, or how steep the grades were. And finally dawned on me that I didn't need to bicycle across the country or go 400 miles across Washington State. All I needed to do was make it 100 feet up the road. And that's the way I made it across the country. It was 100 feet at a time. When I got towards the end of the ride, people kept asking me, "What are you going to do next?" And I thought, next? I'm bicycling across the country now. What do you mean, next? You got to keep in mind that the previous longest bicycle trip I had made was 600 miles in Arizona, with a truck hauling all my gear and with 150 other bicyclists, when I was 25 years younger than when I got diagnosed with Parkinson's. But 3 years ago, I went over 4,000 miles alone, pulling a trailer with all my gear. No truck, no escort, nobody else with me except on extremely rare occasions for short lengths of time. So I keep pushing the boundaries, not just for where I'm at with my disease, but where I was at the prime of my life. Parkinson's is a disease you have to be proactive with. It can take control of you if you don't take control of it. My neurologist, who isn't prone to hand out compliments, the other day told me that I'd progressed a lot more slowly than he expected that I would be at this stage of the disease, and he attributes that to exercise, and he shows newspaper articles about me to his other patients to try and spur them on to do exercise. That was a surprising pat on the back from somebody that doesn't pat people on the back. Continuing to practice my instruments helps me maintain my motor skills, especially my fine motor skills, but it also helps me maintain just my self-esteem, my well-being in life. For most musicians, not being able to play their instrument is like losing an arm or a hand. And so when I was starting to lose ability to play my flute, that was bothersome to me. I know that I can't play as well as I did before, and that some skills will slowly decline, but I don't need to rush it. For example, my tremor is pretty obvious right at this point, but I've never demonstrated a tremor when I've been playing an instrument. Never. Another thing is my continuing to play the various instruments I enjoy playing has helped me maintain fine motor skills that would have long since deteriorated at this point. Many people with Parkinson's handwriting gets smaller and smaller, and mine has not done that at this point. I've proven that I can develop what we call neuroplasticity, using alternative ways in my brain to retrain myself to play the flute. And if you have the motivation to maintain doing what you enjoy, you will feel much better and live well.